Associate Artistic Director of the Bill T. Jones Arnie Zane Dance Company, and
Michael Leonard, and I'm a dancer with the Bill T. Jones Arnie Zane Dance Company.
Bill T. Jones Arnie Zane Dance Company is a contemporary dance company. We perform dance theater work celebrating our 25th anniversary, and right now we have 10 dancers. We work always with live music, and we work with actors and multimedia productions, and we're here to work with the young choreographers.
Well, they've been engulfed in Bill T. Jones' work for a long while, and I think it's exciting for them as young dance makers to be able to tap into somebody like Bill T. Jones, who's been making work for such a long time.
My name is Tolly Jackson.
My name is Antonio Brown. We recently saw one of the shows of the Young Dancemakers, and a part of this project we were to pick two pieces that we thought stood out in our eyes and that we felt as dancers could really help and improve and really widen and open the spectrum for this one choreographer's vision.
But Tali and Antonio are teaching us like how Bill works, and which is like he'll throw in something and change it like the day of showtime, and it'll be something totally different, something that they just first performed.
They taught us a lot of tools to use to help us, and like how can you start with usually improv and like solidify it, and how can you use like shapes and turn that into a phrase,
or making our own accumulation, learning how to like locomote those or do it with someone else, an interaction.
We're here to incorporate or share a little bit with the young choreographers what we do in rehearsal and how we make works.
Usually when we're in the studio, there's Bill who's offering ideas and directions, and then we're acting and creating from his direction. And now it's like there's a layer, as if there were a layer behind Bill. You know, so we're the layer behind the choreographer interacting with the dancers.
It happens to all people who make work, that you're so inside of it, and then a fresh pair of eyes can see different things and also help them to see, okay, maybe there's something about focusing, zooming in, isolating one person versus a group, how to make the movement more suited to the characters of the work they're making, how to pull out the narrative, is there such a thing, and how to generate material.
Specifically, what our group is doing is sharing specific exercises that the choreographers can then take and pick and choose and figure out how they want to edit their own works.
We want to keep the choreographer central to this, that we can suggest ideas, and we can help her shape, or maybe look at this from this angle, doesn't look that great like this. How about try this out? So we always put her in front, that we are here to support her, not to take over her work, right?
Exactly. I think they worked so hard together in a collaborative way that they are all involved in the piece. Of course, the choreographer is the director, the head honcho, but all the dancers give as much as we're giving.
So then we would take their specific ideas and try to give the choreographers and the rest of the dancers more information on how we create the work. Hopefully that would influence them on what their outlook for their piece really is. And so then they have, they have a set idea, and we come and we throw more ideas at them, and that widens their mind, and they can say, oh, well, maybe I want to do this, and maybe I want to do this now, and I have more tools and more options that I can use to make my work bigger.
Young Dancemakers is pretty much a summer intensive that is based around how young people kind of make up their own different type of works. Well, in the beginning of the season, we kind of learned how to use different body parts kind of as the impulse to actually develop that movement. And as you go on, you learn different ways how to develop that movement, how to manipulate that movement by changing levels, speed, different things, facing, spacing, like a lot of things. We work in the Bill T. Jones Company, and they are professionals, and they kind of worked differently from how we originally worked. I'm a person that feel that like you should have like get right away start, be a start, have a middle and an end. We manipulated these movements, and now I have like about 25 different phrases from one movement, like from one phrase. And so we kind of did an improv where we were all in a circle, and I shouted out a word, which was oppression, and each person in that circle did a movement, and we put all those movements into one phrase.
On the outside would step away, and the person in the middle would try to recreate the different ways that the people around them passed them. So just kind of pretend to just go in different ways. And so by doing this, the person in the middle could start to generate a way of moving that they would just come to think of.
We used some of my original phrases, and we kind of developed them by changing levels, space, speed, different things, so that it keeps the same feeling from the original dance, but just to expand it.
My name is Zaire Michelle. I'm 17 years old. This week, we're kind of tweaking my choreography, and so to kind of fit for the two professional dancers that are in my piece, which is Michael and Shayla V. They're putting their input, and they're giving me ideas and different things on where to try to put things and try to fit them in. The process is kind of like a puzzle. So when you're trying to make the border, and then you're trying to fit the puzzles inside of each, where they fit and where they don't. It's kind of like the same thing with choreography. They're trying to help me figure out, oh, should this be the beginning or should this be the end? Should this be the middle? Should this be the arc that we were trying to get from the process? I'm learning how to be more open-minded. I'm learning how to incorporate my ideas and the dancers' ideas.
On what I want to do when I go to school and I start to choreograph stuff. Like, I'll know where to start and make it in flow, and not just making it obvious where like you're going to this place. Like, use different kinds of levels and filling the shapes and stuff like that.
Definitely new ways to generate movement.
Young Dancemakers was really about how one idea can develop into so many different things just by changing one simple thing about it.